Hello again. I'm cautiously heading into this video because we've tried doing this live a second time following major interruptions in the first one. So far, it says the internet's working. I live in Malaysia at this moment in time. It does shenanigans, but in terms of the internet and whatnot. So, doing my best from where I am. Having said all of that, let's do a quick recap just because there were so many interruptions in the flow of conversation, it's better if everyone can just listen to it from the beginning, and fingers crossed it will work this time. Okay? So we're back again, we're back again, we're back again. Let's get into it. So, first of all, there is a whole bunch of stuff that's going on right now in the skies. Like there is so many things, it's unbelievable. And that's when you just even consider the basic planets. Forget about the asteroids and all the other stuff. There's just a lot of things happening. Here's a quick list. So this is dates in terms of universal time. Mercury is entering Scorpio on the 27th of September. Saturn is stationing direct on the 29th of September. This happens on the same day that Mars is going to be squaring Saturn, and on the same day that Mars is going to be trining Venus, Sirius, still in alignment with the galactic center. So that's the 29th. The 1st of October, we see the full moon in Aries conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. The 2nd of October sees Venus in Virgo. The 3rd of October sees the occultation of Mars by the moon, and the 4th of October sees Pluto stationing direct. These are not light alignments. With Saturn and Pluto stationing direct, these are energies that are shifting our relationship with the superstructure, with the energy of Capricorn as a whole. Remember, we don't get Saturn transits except in intervals of 30 years. This is our last retrograde for a 30-year period. So as Saturn is moving into direct motion, we're going to be learning things. And we're going to be needing to make some really clean, clear, consolidated decisions and choices. So you better look back to the start of the Saturn and Capricorn journey and ask yourself, what have you been learning? What have you needed to let go of? Where do you need to streamline a bit more? Where do you need to consolidate a bit more? These are the questions that are going to be coming up. Now, Saturn and Capricorn also strongly resonate with the bones and the joints. People with joint issues, bone issues, general body pain need to take care of their health a lot more, especially because Mars and Saturn are going to be clashing on the same day Saturn stations direct. This is a day where people are going to incite hotheads to get into fights with people who know and have the means to structure unequal hierarchical relationships and engagements. So, in other words, a time where the system that a lot of us want to be rebelling against has the unique opportunity to gaslight the people who want to rebel against it. This is not the time to go out there and get yourself beaten up. You can't do much if your bones are broken. Long story short, in a daily physical, practical application of it, you need to look at your health, especially if you have pre existing health conditions, anything to do with the bones, the joints, anything above the neckline. So it is just also a day to be more mindful of your physical environment and yeah, don't play with fire, literally, and try not to go bungee jumping. That's just not the time to do it. There are other opportunities, but this ain't it. At least from an astrological perspective, the risks, I would say, are greater than the potential advantages. So, in these moments of shifting, there's a really good word for it. It's called liminality. I like that word. It talks about transitions through different stages of consciousness and awareness. And liminality is this experience that says we are crossing a different boundary, a different threshold. And these are times that are uncertain. So you want to lay low, you want to stay put, and you want to see what happens and which way things go before you decide to act. There are times where the cause is best served when you just observe, and there are times where the cause is best served when you leap out and do what you need to do. So, having said that, the next big shift is October the 4th, is what Pluto stations direct. Now, that's going to bring up a whole other bunch of oppressive old energy from the Capricornian superstructure that will be more connected with the occult, the underworld, and ancestral shit. And also certainly has an influence on your health. So, in between these two gateways, Saturn stationing direct, Pluto stationing direct, lots of things are going to come up, and health is going to be a very big factor throughout the process. Mercury entering Scorpio is not a bad thing. Venus entering Virgo is not a bad thing. These are just, smaller turns in the wheel. These are things that can actually bring in some very welcome energies in some way, and that's not a bad thing. But given the fact that Mars plays such a big role during the stationing direct of Saturn, and that we also have a Mars Moon occultation right before Pluto stations direct, that's where I'm feeling a bit of dodginess come up. So anger, aggression, impulsivity, reactivity, do not let these things be what determines your path. Breathe, chill, wait. The time to act will come. It just ain't now. So I wanted to give you that public service announcement just because I know there are people out there, some of them are my friends, and they've been writing to me doing, oh my God, my body hurts, shit's happening, what do I do? What do I do? So I figured this will be important intel. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Just remember, we are also having a full moon in Aries conjunct Chiron on October the 1st. There are too many incidences here that's all about the wounded healer, and frankly, we don't need any more broken healers. We need healers who understand wounds and who can help themselves and others. That's what I would have to say about these energies. Now, another thing that I wanted to tell you really quick before I get into comments and questions is that I have finally published a new document. I used to have this document called how did I phrase it? Why what I do is not for everyone. And it's still true, and everything there is still true. It's just that I realized nobody really read it. And the few people who did were going to align with me anyway, and people just kept booking left, right, and center. So I've gotten a new document on what you need to know before you book a session. Hopefully that will encourage people to be more honest when booking, because if someone's got something like severe multiple complex trauma and PTSD and just writes, I'm looking for healing, there's not much I can do without context. So check out the document, especially if you're interested in working with me. It's been done in a more accessible way, so hopefully it'll resonate with you a lot more. Whatever questions you have around that, just drop me a comment underneath the video. So having said that, let's get to queries, let's get to questions, let's get to comments. Thank you, those of you who were watching the first versions of this and were very patient through the internet connectivity issues. Let's see. Okay, hello everyone. Let's see if there's anything up here. I see a nice international crowd. Okay, Salted Caramel, I like that name. Salted Caramel says, hey, Dr. B, been going through some trying times this past week, but I'm still fully acknowledging of this energetic shifts and the celestial placements in which harbors these spiritual experiences. That's a good way of putting it. And we see lots of hearts, lots of hellos. Gifting shears. I don't know what that means. Okay, BB says, catching you while back home from a jog. That's nice. Jogging never worked for me. I probably need to strengthen my ankles. Let's see. Okay, lots of love from lots of places. Do we have any questions with respect to the material that we've just covered? Key take-home message: patience, observation, self-care. Keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. And that's about it, I would say. So if there's no other important, pressing, or urgent questions, I send all of you lots of love. I hope that this message and public service announcement reaches you. And it's a public video. If you've got a friend who's wondering why their body hurts more, Sharon keeps telling me to relax. But do you even know who I am? Okay. Pushpita says, we really need to be scared apart from health? You don't even need to be scared about the health aspect. You just need to be aware of it, in the sense that just don't do something crazy. It's just not a time to take, those kind of risks. And yeah, if you've got something like a little leak in your house, whether it's an electrical issue or a gas issue, um, this is the kind of energy that, you just want to take care of all of those little things just to prevent any weird occurrences. Like I was saying in the first video, Saturn already knocked us out because we tend to get these alignments hit very, very fast. And what happened was that we got to this transitional place before going to our, hopefully, our rental for a while. And we got to this transitional place, and then immediately the car broke down in the middle of the road. My brother pushed it. He twisted his ankle, did something terrible. Now he can't move, so we're stuck here. So, it's like that wasn't something that happened out of fear, it just happened. So if you know there's an incidence of something like that, you just want to minimize the circumstances in which that can happen. But apart from, so in that sense, don't be afraid of this, just be aware of this. There's a big difference between the two. Like I said, issues that can arise with elders, with authority figures, with institutions of government, that's where a lot of that pushback can also occur. So hopefully that answers your question. Sharon says, Doctor, I mean, we have to relax. We do. I can give you some cool tips on relaxation. So just, you know that I play computer games to chill and listen to 80s stuff and whatnot. I highly recommend this game called the Red Strings Club. It's this cyberpunk narrative that, really makes you think about the nature of morality and control, which to me is quite entertaining. Awesome game. The Red Strings Club. Buy it. It's great. So I've been chilling out with that a little bit. But yes, we do just need to divert ourselves because Saturn can be very obsessive. Very, very, very obsessive. When it goes too far, pull yourself back. Okay, let's see. Oh, VB says I had a calf spasm 2 days back. That was about the time my brother sprained his ankle, and it was bad. Sorry to hear it. Take really good care of it. What are you doing jogging if you had a spasm that was bad? Batwoman says, so happy you're semi-settled. Many blessings. We're not in the new place yet. We have to figure out, how to get my brother out and, do something with the car. It's terrible. But we'll do it. Evolutionary Healing says, the relaxed comment, and it's just not so hilarious. That is good. BB says, I used to feed some strays and I cannot find them now. I hope they are fine. Sometimes they just move on to different spaces. Sometimes that is really what it is. And the best you can do is send a prayer for them. And, maybe they'll come back someday. Okay, Pushpita says pranayama and yoga also helps. Definitely, if that is part of your alignment, if that's part of your practice, different people relax in different ways. Most of the day, when I'm working, most of the day I'm in some semi-state of meditation anyway. So for me, relaxation is also about switching that part of me off. So I like popular games, culture, music, whatever. I'm currently also listening to Japanese jazz. And me and my cat like listening to those romantic videos that they have of piano music and rain in the background. She loves it. She just sleeps right through it. So we've been doing that as well. It's all good. Let's see. Sky Blue says, please pray for rain for Portland. See, the last time people asked everyone to pray for rain, they did that in Australia, and then the rains got so bad, everything got flooded and mucky. Let's say if you're going to pray for rain, pray for the right amount. Those are important words, right amount. Okay. So, Doa Akram says, Dr. B, check out a game named Gris. I think you'll like it. Okay, cool. Oh, Chiron's on. Chiron is a friend. Hello, Chiron. Chiron, there's a full moon conjunct Chiron in the skies. That's going to be coming up October the 1st. Better get in touch with me. Okay, VB says, I just wanted to get out of the house, so took a painkiller and got out. Funny story. So, I've had a lot of physical structural issues, especially during this Capricornian transit. And so my brother's in pain, I'm hobbling around, and both of us, we're just not in good shape. But we also know the whys in the house and whatnot. And, for us, there's a weird level of resistance as well. So both of us, we hate taking medication. We hate, I refuse to take medication unless I'm in extreme pain. And I mean extreme. So we were like, okay, fine, we have to do it. And here's the thing about me, I can get high from peanuts. I'm not kidding. I'm not even exaggerating. I can literally get a high of peanuts, which is why I don't do drugs. I have never needed to do drugs. It just never needed it. So I also respond to painkillers extremely well, which is why I almost never take them unless I have to. So me and my brother take this paracetamol or something. They've got something for sprains and whatnot, because he's already into alternative and natural healing, and we're both just exhausted after doing what we can. So I'm taking it, and within a few minutes, I can already feel like, okay, this is how the energy is changing. This is what's going on, and I can feel myself getting a bit dizzy. And then I'm like, is something happening with you? Is it working? Is it working? He's like, no. And then finally it starts to kick in like 10-15 minutes later. And I'm like, yeah, that's, yep, super sensitive. It just hits me really, really fast. But it also means it wears off really fast. So that was a complete farce for me. If painkillers work for you, go for it. Completely side random story. I thought some of you might find it entertaining. But my brother looked at me and he's like, what do you expect? You get high off peanuts. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a condition, but I don't know why. Let's see. Hang on. What do we have here? Wait, whoa. So many comments. Here I am, just chatting away. Okay, Nina says, thanks for the heads up. No worries. Sharon says, doctor, I meditate. That's good. Remember to have fun as well. Okay. Oh, okay. Angel Love 444 says, as a sun in Cap for you, did Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto in Cap, was it protective or enhancing Saturn Pluto energies? Considering the fact that on the first day of the Saturn transit in Capricorn, I nearly died in a bizarre car accident, no, I wouldn't say it was great. I'm sure there's been some protection, but I don't think it's necessarily the planets. The planets are just one set of energies affecting the universe. Joyce, are you serious? Says, would cell salts help relieve the pain? To some extent. Vivi says some Korean movies are good. I agree. Let's see. Crystalline closes, you were live. I'm still live. Here we go. Love Child says, how can I pass this to loved ones? You mean how can you pass the information to loved ones? Can you be a bit more clear? Let's see. Okay. What else? All right. I think I've caught up. I like this crowd. This is a good crowd. And I think you like my little anecdotes here and there. Let's see. Oh, Angel Love says, I wish I could get high on peanuts. It's annoying. I can't have as much peanut butter as I want. And I just sit there and go, ooh. I don't know why. Let's see. Oh, Stacy Ivy says, you're awesome. Thank you. Sheena Mac says, wait, my Cap Sun kid has been having such an emotional year. I'd never connected astrology to him. That might be worth exploring. Well, if you're interested, I do readings for cats, dogs, children, basically anybody as long as I have their consent. And yes, I do know how to communicate with animals to the extent that I know what their consent looks like. If it's a no, believe me, they'll be like, no. Okay, so Love Child says, yes to my children. Okay, well, how do you communicate this to your children? All right, basically, I guess it's without, how do we do this? That's the thing with kids. If you tell them to do something, then some of them is going to do exactly the opposite. It really depends on the child, right? I guess, if you can structure their day, I mean, it depends. If you're already at home with your kids and your kids are doing virtual online schooling and whatnot, it's not, you've already minimized a lot of those spaces. But it really depends on the context. The context, the nature of the child, there are many, many factors at play. But if it's a case where you have the ability to, limit whatever situations they may encounter that may be quite hostile, then just do that and get them engaged in something that's healthy, safe, and fun. You don't need to give them the nuts and bolts of it, but again, it depends on the age of the child. So, uh, third course. Dr. B, do you know anything re the two sons maybe of Nibiru? I'll be honest with you, the stuff I know about the skies, I don't know that I know it. If I need to know it and need to remember it, it'll come up. If it's, in alignment with whatever I'm doing. I don't ask these questions just because if I'm not asking them, they are not in my field right now. So at this moment, no. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, I would say that's about it. That should be the questions that I can answer at this time. I am also still managing my energy and also need to go take a rest. So I send all of you love. There's a lot that's happening. I want all of you to take care of yourselves, take care of your bodies. Do not push too hard. Capricorns push. Saturn pushes. Okay? Don't push too hard. It's not going to get you anywhere. You haven't done it in the past 3 years. It's not going to suddenly jump out of the woodworks now. Things are already in the motion. The wheels are already turning. Don't push too hard. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Structure your time and go check out Red Strings Club. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, yeah, that's about it. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.